Thank you, listeners of the Quality Living with Peaceful Support program. I am Amanda Whittemore, your end-of-life doula and yogi by far. There's a lot to this kid right here other than volunteering to the radio station and amongst other things like the International Yoga Gathering that's happening June 28th, 2025. However, we're not here for me. We're here for our special guest. I mean, me, our guest. It's a holistic package, really. You get all of us. And we're super glad to be doing this 7-week series of the 7 chakras. And we have Corie Cline here in the studio with us, another volunteer. She comes in, she does this because she loves to share and teach. And so, again, thank you, volunteers. Thank you, donations and sponsors and all the things that make the KCIW radio stay on. And thank you, Tom, for all that he does. Jeez, we're so lucky. All right, Corie. Yeah, headphones are on, mic's ready to go.
Welcome, welcome. Hello, my friends out there. I am Corie Cline, as we've been told. And I want to talk about my favorite chakra today.
Woo! Mine too.
So we are on the Anahata or Heart Chakra, and it is the 4th chakra. So before we get started, I like to get us centered and awaken that heart chakra. Mm-hmm. So you're going to take your hands together, prayer hands, and I want you to warm up those hands. Warm up those hands, get that energy going. Nice. Now that you have that energy, place it onto your heart. Now you're going to take a deep breath in. Release it to your heart. 2 more. Take a deep breath in. Release it. 1 more deep breath in. Press it into that heart. Beautiful. Drop those hands down. Now, 1 more that I want you to picture that, like if you were outside. Or maybe you are outside.
In outer space.
Ooh, you can be in outer space. Wherever your mind, your heart takes you. I want you to take your arms up in the air. Absolutely. Okay, you got 3 more breaths like this. So breathe in and release. Maybe it's sun shining right now. Breathe it in and release. 1 more. Breathe it in. And release. Let those arms naturally go down. So just by putting those arms up, you sent all the blood to your heart. Mm-hmm. 1 more that we're going to do, 1 more asana. If you're sitting down or even standing, I want you to take your hands behind your back and connect those hands and pull that chest back. Pull those shoulders back. Yeah. A nice heart opener.
You have to pull over if you're driving.
Yeah.
Unless you're really good like me and you use your knee. I mean, shh.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I can picture it. Okay, so maybe if you're not driving, take your chin to your chest.
Chin to chest.
Give me a nice stretch right here. You're just going to hold it for 3, 2, 1. Release. Bring that head back to neutral. Mm-hmm. You feel all centered.
Yeah.
So the traditional Hindu or yogic chakra system, so that is located in the center of your chest and is associated with love, compassion, and emotional balance. Now, Anahata can mean in Sanskrit the unstuck or the unhurt, which that sounds really nice. Yeah. I don't want to be
like unconditional.
Yeah, absolutely. It suggests a state of openness and balance. Now, what's awesome is to think about the element. The element associated with the heart chakra is air, representing lightness, openness, and movement. Now, the color you would think is red, because you think of your heart being red, but it's actually green, symbolizing healing, growth, and harmony, or earth. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what is associated emotions with the Anahata, the heart chakra? Love for yourself and others, which is, pretty big in our world right now. We need to work on that.
Like the yamas and the niyamas.
Yeah, absolutely. Empathy, forgiveness, emotional peace. Now, when you feel balanced, you have a deep compassion, an inner peace, harmonious relationships, and like you said, unconditional love, which is nice. All right, we do have those days when our heart chakra is blocked. You might feel lonely, disconnected, bitter, unable to forgive. So when you start to feel those, what do you need to do? Maybe take those breaths so that you can count to 3, like when we were kids.
Or 10.
10. Walk away, take a walk, stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, absolutely. That helps your emotions. Practices like meditation, breathwork, heart-centered yoga poses, and acts of kindness can help open and balance the Anahata chakra, the heart chakra. That was a mouthful.
Yeah.
And, a lot of times I like the word fake it till you make it. Even if you have a bad day, you got to switch on that smile when you see somebody, and it might turn it around for you.
It's true.
Instead of dwelling in that negative heart.
No.
Yes. So I love that kind of suggestion. What can you do for your heart? Eat some green stuff. When you feel that, again, trapped emotion, or maybe have some chest pains, I want you to think about what the first thing EMS does or doctors do. They give you a solution, a salt solution. They inject it with the IV because you're lacking salt. So put some sea salt in your water, fresh lemon or lime, like the green color, so that you can start to heal that heart, cleanse the palate, something good to drink, a green drink, zucchini.
What is it? The cosmic green, the green goddess, or green drink? Green drink. What is it called? The cosmic grind, the green juice drink?
Oh, yeah. I can't remember.
Cucumbers, spinach, apple. It's green. It's good.
We're going to have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds so delicious right now. Oof. Another awesome herb is cilantro.
Yeah.
It's a natural detox to your body, and especially with all the heavy metals out there right now.
Chimichurri with the parsley and the cilantro and all the things. You guys make those with the lime?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That sounds good. And then it does. It just warms your heart thinking about it. So I like to think about how I can help my heart just by eating something good. Putting your hands in the earth. Putting your bare feet in the earth. Yesterday, one of my girlfriends gave me some Hood River strawberries. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to play in that and put them in the pots. Yeah. Create, be one with the earth. And I'm excited about that so that I can dig my hands in the earth, which, ground myself. So good to do. With that heart, we do have so many emotions, and we just really need to take time for ourselves so that our heart doesn't hurt. Recovering from heartache, heart attacks, anything. Treat your body right. Move. Movement is everything. Release that body. Don't hold it in. How it tenses up your shoulders, everything. So that if we can move and release that good energy. So again, take your hands together, warm up that energy. Place it onto that heart. Give yourself some respect and love. Good energy for your day, for your night, so that if you love yourself, it's easy to love others. Amen to that.
Hallelujah.
And I release your negative energy in the heart. And go ahead and drop those hands down. So I hope that helps you with any trapped emotions in your body, or maybe just you're feeling good. So keep continuing, getting outside, doing something good for your body. Drink something green today, tonight, this week. See where the green steps out in your life. Maybe outside with the great, beautiful green spring weather. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, Corie, thank you for the third chakra of the fourth. We're on the fourth chakra.
All right.
7 chakras, because we did red, orange, yellow, now green.
Good job.
Yeah, perfect. We'll see you again.
Goodbye, my friends.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, listeners, we are here, Quality Living with Peaceful Support, and we have Oren in the studio. Finally made it. I don't know, it's been like how many years we've been trying to do this?
Yeah, 6 months. Feels like 6 years.
Yeah, right. Of course. So where are you? Tell us a little bit about you and where you're from and what's going on. We know you're a sound healer, and we're here audibly ready to hear all about you.
Awesome. Thanks, Amanda. Really happy to be here. Really appreciate all your work. It's really inspiring. Just have to say that. So it's, I really appreciate being included and swept up in all your energy that you're bringing and connecting to the community.
Yeah.
So I'm from Los Angeles, and growing up, my teenage years, I turned to both meditation practices and music practice right around the same time as a way to just cope and deal with the kind of adverse experiences that are so common, and so it's just kind of a coping mechanism. And the words that I have come to describe my experience as far as music in particular. So what happened too is that the music and the meditation very, very quickly coalesced and became where anytime I was practicing music, it was a meditation. I wasn't really conscious about it at the time, but it served that function.
Like a devotion of undivided attention.
Undivided attention, and the words that I came to describe my experience was that I felt like it brought me to somewhere bigger than myself.
Oh, yeah.
Took me out of, it was an escape, but an escape within.
Very true.
And just to fast forward to the present, currently here, I live south of the border in Crescent City.
Not Mexico?
For the time being.
It is Cinco de Mayo.
I just like saying south of the border. Sorry. And moved up to the area in 2021. And so currently just crystallized and manifested a new business name. I've been teaching yoga and working in education and doing stuff as a professional musician over the years. So what I'm doing now is what I call Echoes Within. Music for inner journeys and somatic sound meditation.
Okay.
So, and actually what Corie was sharing was just very perfect segue, all that about being in the body. That's also very much that part about escaping within is a way to help mitigate a tendency to dissociate or to be out of the body, which is something that I personally struggled with. I think a lot of us, especially empathic types and those drawn to yoga and meditation, these kinds of chakra practices, it's very easy to get spun out. We're often highly sensitive individuals, so that's part of
with toxicities or substance, like whether it's a relationship or alcohol or drugs or whatever it is that is maybe not as fulfilling and supportive in a peaceful way to the body is more destructive.
Right. Those are kind of the conventional escapes, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And even for myself as a teenager, I definitely got into using drugs, and but it was a very stark contrast, just like you pointed out, where the drugs was an escape out, but the music and the music had this quality of always being there.
Exactly.
Like a relationship where drugs is like you're grasping and you never quite get it. But music is just, it's something so deep and it connects to such a primordial part of ourselves. It's really is a universal language. So it operates subconsciously. Especially now with what I'm doing, working with singing bowls and gongs in particular to support meditation. They really serve to bring us out of the mental chatter that we're often stuck in, whether it's anxieties from the past, or part of anxieties about the future, memories from the past.
The future tripping or the bringing forward the old anxiety. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But all we have is now. And so these sounds, especially, again, the sounds of these singing bowls and gongs, and I can say a little bit more about why those instruments are so powerful, but they're a very powerful agent for, sometimes they just shut thoughts right down.
Totally.
Yeah. So meditation practice is kind of about labeling thoughts, observing the thoughts, and but
breathing them in, breathing them out, to letting them release.
Right. But with the sounds, like there's no thoughts at all. And I've had clients tell me that, like those words, that's basically where I got that. I'm basically quoting someone that I worked with. Yeah. Nice. They said just like that with this kind of meditation, I don't even have to worry about observing the thought. There are no thoughts. So the meditation becomes, the sounds just take you right there to that place behind your thoughts. Take a moment and let that sink in. That's a very peaceful place.
Oh, it is. Talk about a happy place.
Yes, that is indeed my happy place. And just a quick note about these. So these instruments, in terms of musical terms, are known as idiophones.
Idiophone.
So that means that they create sound by way of the entire instrument vibrating.
Okay.
So like a flute is my main instrument. I actually have a degree on flute. I play jazz and classical music and raga and all kinds of music.
Nice.
So a flute is an aerophone. It makes sound by way of a vibrating column of air.
Right.
Guitar is a chordophone. It makes sound because of a vibrating string.
Chord, right. Okay.
Yeah, chord, right, exactly. So the singing bowls that I have here on the table, and basically bowls and gongs are the same instrument. Bowls are just smaller.
Okay. And then yes,
size.
listeners, Oren here on the Quality Living with Peaceful Support program does have physically in the studio right now singing bowls. So turn it up.
Yes. Well, I'm going to stop and help, stop me maybe 5 minutes before the end. And I'll like to do a little experiment with you
cool.
and all of our listeners and myself as well.
Yeah.
So what's so fascinating about these instruments, from my perspective, a lifelong and a degreed musician, a quick side note, when I first started, I got my first gong. The bowls go back a few years, but I got really deeper into it with the gongs. Actually, when I moved to this area, when I moved to Delaware County in 2021.
Okay.
And it really pulled the rug right out from under me. So the thing with these instruments, they're different than musical instruments that are in the sense that they're not tuned. Any musical instrument, a keyboard, again, any kind of flute or saxophone, guitar, they're calibrated. The guitar has frets that are measured specifically to create sounds that conform to the system of Western music. It's known as equal temperament. Any kind of instrument is going to have some kind of measurement. Piano keys are tuned. The flute has the holes drilled in very specific places. So, but these instruments, the bowls and gongs, they're crafted to sound good unto itself. They're not tuned or measured.
Right. Okay.
They're just constructed to vibrate, and so they sound good as a sound sculpture. And that's why I like to call them sound sculptures.
Sound sculptures. Yeah. And then the different sizes make different sounds.
Great observation. Thank you. Yes. So yes, the larger the bowl, larger the gong, deeper the sound. Lower, and also like a broader range from low to high frequencies. Excellent question. Now, it just so happens that I've selected my bowls and gongs over the years so that they happen to conform to Western music. So they sound like familiar pitches, what's known as the fundamental pitch of the bowl or the gong. But another very important feature of these instruments is what is known as overtones. And that maybe is a term you've heard. And basically it's there's the sound that the bowl makes when you strike it, the struck sound. And then there's all these overtones that, as you noticed when I played before the sample, it really sustains, right? The sound sustains and resonates. So as that happens, all these additional layers of sound start coming out, and those are known as overtones.
Okay.
Yeah. And those sounds also do not conform to anything. They're completely off the map. So all the music that we've heard growing up in the West on the radio, any kind of music conforms to what's known as equal temperament. It's basically all the notes on a piano keyboard.
Right.
Those are all.
That's all that they get.
Those are all the sounds that we've heard, unless we've gone out and listened to other kind of music, which, I mean, a lot of us probably haven't. So it's fascinating. So when you hear these instruments, and it can be a little jarring, it can be a little bit intense because it takes you out of the day-to-day and your usual processing because they're unfamiliar sounds.
Like limitless. Like I look at it mathematically, like a salesperson, you show up with a briefcase and you're going to sell 500 pens because that's all that's in your briefcase and that's all the money you can make. But if you think infinitely and you think that you don't even have a briefcase and you just magnetize all the money in the world and you become the richest human ever, I feel that's what we get from these sounds.
It is infinite and it's kind of spontaneous in that way too. Sometimes I refer to this, the music that these instruments make as spontaneous sounds. And even as a musician, again, I'm a learned flute player, and with any kind of instrument like that, it's very much about control. It really is, because you need to be in tune, you need to be in rhythm. It's all very controlled operation. But with these instruments, as an artist, I don't have the same control over these instruments.
They're more, they're just wild.
They really are. They're not. So you might have heard me use the word temperament. Temperament is the word that we use, equal temperament. For tuning music. So, but if you think of tempered, right, means to train or to temper something into submission. I wrote my music theory thesis paper on this topic. And it's a rabbit hole to go down. But basically, music exists in nature.
Right. And in permaculture world, temperament is a very big normal code.
Okay, yeah. So musical terms, so temperament means they take music as it exists in nature and they codified it and divided it into ways that it can be used to create all the music that we know and love.
Well, let's hear it.
Yeah, music exists outside of that.
It does.
So what I would like to lead is a short example of a pranayama, what I like to call conscious breathing exercise. And I will invite you and anyone out there listening to close your eyes and allow the breath to come in and out of the nose, assuming the sinus passages are free enough for that. Then allow the breath to enter the belly as you inhale. And also fix the tongue up on the roof of the mouth, on the hard palate. And see if you can just anchor it there throughout this exercise. So again, this is known as bramari, pranayama. The word bramari actually means it's a bee, a black bee. And pranayama is the breathing exercise. And I guess they called it that because this is an ancient pranayama. I guess when you hum, it kind of feels like you have a bee buzzing in your mouth. So I like to think that's how they came up with that name, but I don't know. That's my own interpretation.
Okay.
So we're just going to simply inhale and exhale with a hum. And we'll time the inhale and the exhale with the bowls. So inhaling deep into the belly. And hum it out. Inhale. 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 Inhale, push the belly out deep into the belly. Now just let the breath return to a natural rhythm in and out of the nose. Just allow the sounds to guide your consciousness. Another fundamental practice that I like to offer during meditation is to simply observe whatever arises without any judgment. So observing any thoughts, emotions, physical sensations without any judgments. So that's one example of, again, a pranayama, what I call a conscious breathing practice, also a somatic sound meditation. Yeah.
That's pretty special, listeners. Only on the Quality Living Show.
And that's an exercise that you can do anywhere, anytime. I do it when I'm driving, if I'm stressed out, just grab a quick breath. And that's what's so valuable about this particular exercise.
Right. You don't necessarily need the sound. You just add the technique.
Yeah, and the idea is to time the inhale and exhale so that the exhale is twice as long as the inhale. So in 4, out 8. Do that. Even taking 1 or 2 breaths can really help ground you back into the body and bring it.
Does that go to a gamma level or more like delta, alpha, beta?
Alpha and theta. That's what I
Theta,
would say.
right, yeah.
Great question. Yeah. So from waking consciousness down into slightly relaxed alpha or theta range would be more of deeper meditation.
Right.
And thanks for bringing that up because that is another part of how this works, how sound meditation works, the brainwave entrainment piece. Yeah. Which works for most people, not everybody, but most people.
Oh my, well, we had to say thank you so much, Orin.
Thank you so much, Amanda.
Thank you, listeners.